Hi everyone. One of the biggest things over the years in teaching maths that I see over and over again, including year 12s, 18-year-olds who constantly make mistakes, and it's on negative numbers. So let's have a look at what's going on with negative numbers just as a basic introduction. If I went 3 plus 1, everyone will look at it and go, that's 4. I could talk about why, but let's have a look at it being 4 and why it's 4. If I go over to here, when I went 3 plus 1, I've gone up 1. So I really want to think about the idea that this is saying up 1. Look at what happens when it's 3 take 1. What have we done when it's 3 take 1? We have gone down 1. So 3 take 1 ends with 2. So really what we're doing is just going up or down. A lot of us teach it left or right. On this one I want to just teach it as up and down. I do like to think about temperature. So if it was 3 degrees and it got 1 degree warmer, it'd go up to 4. Another way to think about it, if you had $3 in your bank account and you put an extra $1 in, your bank account would go up, it wouldn't go down. So what happens though if we start at -2 plus 1? And here's where people have trouble. Plus 1 is still up 1. This one started at 3 and we went up 1. This one started at 3 and we went down 1. This one started at -2 and we go up 1. So I can go to -2 and I can go up 1. And where do we end up? We end up at -1. Again, we could talk temperature, -2 degrees, it's cold morning. If it went up 1, it's getting a little bit warmer. Not that you'd notice much difference, but it just goes up that 1. So what happens with a -1? It's talking about you go down 1. So we'd start at -2, we'd subtract 1. So we'd start at -2 and we go down 1. So really minuses are down and pluses are up. So we're doing, really when I talk about minuses, we're doing subtraction, and when we're doing plus, I'm talking about addition. So if we started at -2 and we went subtract 1, we end up at -3. Where people have more trouble is when the numbers start getting bigger and there's mental arithmetic involved. Let's have a look at this one. This one is going to be down 2. So if we start at -5 and we go down 2, so there's our down 2. So we start at -5, you go down 2, we end up at -7. Now, interesting part about these two questions here is people learn a rule, and here's the rule that they learn. 2 negatives make a positive. And you've probably heard that over and over again. We'll come back and I'll talk about that over and over again. 2 negatives make a positive. But those 2 negatives didn't make a positive. It's just saying you're going further down. So if you're already a negative and you're going down, it just goes further negative. Talk about counting in the other direction sometimes. If you're just counting downwards instead of counting upwards. So 2 negatives make a positive, but not everywhere all the time. Those 2 negatives, I say, have got something in between. When there's something in between, they don't get a chance to come together, they're separated. So -2, you're starting at -2 and we go down 1. This one we're starting at -5 and we go down 2 and we end up at -7. So what happens if you start at -4 and we want to go +2? So if we're starting at -4 and this one is talking about up 2, so if I start at -4 and I go up 2, I end up there at -2. So I'll go a step further, and what would happen if we had -1 and we went +5? So if I get some of this other work out the way, if we start at -1, so this one is talking about up 5. So we start at -1 and we go up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there is up 5. So we start at -1 and we ended up at 4. So it's not a matter of the negatives making a positive, it's a matter of what's actually happening with the numbers. I hope that helps. I'm going to come back and do more on negatives. Thank you.